as we begin, noticing the support you are receiving from what you're sitting or lying on, paying special attention to the sensations of support. If you're sitting, notice how your feet are making contact with the floor, how your buttocks are supported by the chair or cushion, how your arms and hands are resting. If you're lying down, noticing how you are supported by the floor or bed, how your body, arms, legs, and feet are making contact. Whether sitting or lying down, allowing your weight to sink down through these points of contact, and wherever possible, letting tension drain down into the support and beyond. And as you're sitting or lying here, letting any thoughts or images go, just feeling supported by what's beneath you. When you're ready, noticing the breath, whether you're feeling it most vividly in your abdomen or chest or nostrils, actually feeling the breath moving, noticing how the whole body expands a little on the in-breath and relaxes a little on the out-breath. Just letting your breath be your breath, knowing you're breathing just fine. You could even observe your breath like you'd watch waves at the seashore, watching them go out and come back, and flow back out again, smoothing the sand as they come in and out. You wouldn't demand that they go faster or slower, or that they be bigger or smaller. You just enjoy watching them. And seeing if in the same way you can allow your breath to be just as it is, letting the breath just breathe itself. In a moment, we're going to be turning our attention to our tinnitus. And it's important, if at any time you've become distressed or overwhelmed, you can either return to the breath or simply discontinue the practice and take it up at a time when you're more ready. But if you are ready, turning gently towards your tinnitus, as if you were approaching an animal in the woods, a small animal sitting on a tree stump that you didn't want to disturb, just gently approaching it with curiosity. And noticing as you turn towards it, how you feel about your tinnitus. What emotions do you notice? Is there anger, fear, sadness, impatience, confusion? What would you call it? And if, for example, it's anger, rather than saying I'm angry or I'm frustrated or I'm sad about it, see how it feels to say, I'm noticing anger is arising in me, or fear or sadness. Just see how it feels to say it that way. This gives the feeling more room to move, and you won't identify with it as much. This way, you're not labeling yourself as angry or fearful or sad. You're merely aware that these feelings are arising in you at the present time. And as you say this feeling, this anger, this confusion, this sadness is arising, whatever best describes the feeling, seeing if you can notice where there might be a physical reaction to it. It could be a tightening in the shoulders or chest, tightness or queasiness in the stomach, pressure or tension of some sort, achiness, constriction, tension in the throat, heat in the face, tightness in the jaw. Just sensing where it is that it affects you physically, where you can notice it. Or if you can't find a specific place, that's fine. It could just be a general sense of unease you feel all over, a tenseness or a readiness of the arms, as if you're going to protect yourself or someone else, or the legs, as if you're getting ready to run. If you can, just allowing what you are noticing to be there, simply acknowledging it, letting your awareness gently rest there, allowing it to be just the way it is, without demanding that it be any different. With difficult emotions or sensations, it's normal to want to move away from them, wanting to push them away. So, without trying to soften them directly, seeing if you can soften your reaction to them. You may not like what you're feeling, but is it possible to accept that this is what you're feeling right now? And seeing if you can give yourself permission to actually feel it, allowing it to be there with kindness and gentleness, recognizing that accepting that something is present does not necessarily mean that you like it. This is called softening and allowing. Softening of your reaction to the feeling that you're having, allowing that reaction to be there, allowing the feeling to be there. And if it's possible for you, seeing if you can soften your reaction to the tinnitus with gentle breaths, seeing if you can be with it the same way you'd be with a child or a pet you love and who is in distress. If that were the case, you would do this with tenderness, with gentleness. You wouldn't demand that your loved one respond differently than they are. And if you like, you might even place your hand where in your body you're physically feeling the difficulty the most, or on your heart or abdomen, meeting this experience with kindness, recognizing that this would be difficult or painful or challenging for anybody, holding it and yourself gently and with kindness. And as you do this, you may feel sensations and feelings coming and going, and noticing if you pay close attention, there may be movement, change from moment to moment, perhaps a tightening or loosening. You may notice heat, waves of energy, or images or impressions may emerge. Through all of this, seeing if you can bring a sense of kindness, curiosity, and compassion to your exploration. Spending enough time here to make contact with what you're noticing and feeling, but not so much that you become overwhelmed. And now, without trying to push the tinnitus away, taking a moment, seeing if you can find somewhere in your life where things are generally okay, or maybe even good, something or someone you are grateful for. It could have to do with a loved one, a favorite pet, past or present, a good friend, maybe an achievement in the past or present you are proud of, or a hobby or sport that gives you pleasure and satisfaction. It could even be something as simple as recalling a smile or a kind word that someone recently had for you, or in the past. There may be several things or people you are grateful for that come to mind, and just letting them flow into your awareness, feeling the sense of gratitude and warmth. Focusing on both the many gifts of your present experience as well as all the things and people you have been blessed with throughout your existence. And noticing how images and thoughts of these things affect your body, sensing the warm feelings that pervade you as you contemplate all of your gifts and gratitudes. Letting yourself spend some time here. And once you're ready, knowing you can come back to what you're grateful for, you may want to check back in with your tinnitus, seeing how it feels to you now. Doing this gently, just checking in like you're opening a door to a room that you were recently in, and just kind of looking inside from the doorway, revisiting this difficult situation. And as you do this, what do you notice? How is it the same or different than before? Seeing if you can do this gently, allowing the feelings or sensations to be the way they are without needing them to change. And yet, things might change as you pay attention to them on their own. Just spending long enough here to notice how it feels to be revisiting the difficulty right now. And when you're ready, you can go back to the pleasant feeling or the things or people you are grateful for and hang out there for a while, noticing what it's like to be paying attention to this again, to what's working, to what feels good, to what you're grateful for, how this feels in your body now. In a way, the parts of your life that are working well, the parts you are grateful for, can be seen as gently holding the areas that are difficult or challenging. You may notice that things feel differently than they did before. They are actually fluid and dynamic, not fixed. And when you're ready, seeing if you can broaden your awareness like panning out with a wide-angle lens, including both the difficulty and what you're grateful for, so wide that there's enough space and room for both of them, without pushing away the difficult or clinging to the pleasant. Shifting to an even broader, more inclusive perspective that includes both the pleasant and the unpleasant, including the entire body and all of its sensations. And when you're ready, moving wider still, to include in your awareness the room or area you are sitting or lying in. You might notice that by widening your awareness, there's a sense of space, of freedom, a capacity for change and movement. Letting yourself spend some time here in this wider perspective. If it's not too much of a stretch, seeing if you can expand your awareness to include the building or natural setting you are in right now, and even wider to your neighborhood, your town or city, or even further to your region of the country. The difficulty you began with may not have changed, but now it's part of something bigger. And as your awareness expands even further to include the entire world, if that's possible for you, recognizing that at this very moment, there are others who are experiencing the same kind of pain or discomfort as you have been. And in this way, you are not alone. Out of the many millions, billions of people included, it's certainly true that some of them are experiencing the same sort of pain or difficulty you are, with the same or even more intensity. The pains, the fears, the worries are not yours alone to bear. They are in fact shared by others. There are others feeling the very same thing at literally the same time as you. If it seems possible to do this, you might see if you can imagine your awareness expanding even further, seeing the Earth from space the way an astronaut might, that beautiful blue-white sphere against a velvet black backdrop, no visible borders, seamless, whole, alive, and so precious. And when you're ready, letting your awareness gently and gradually return to your part of the world, to you, your body, how you are right now, feeling and sensing how it is to be in your body, right here, right now. Coming back to just you, but with awareness still wide enough to hold both the difficulties and pleasures of your body and your life. And seeing if you can bring gentleness and kindness to whatever you're feeling right now, holding yourself with compassion and understanding. And when you're ready, slowly open your eyes if they've been closed, letting your attention move out to the outside world, taking in sight, sound, sensation, beginning to gently move your body and re-engage with the activities of your day, seeing if you can bring a fresh sense of curiosity and openness to all that you encounter.